hope everyone had a good holiday. Um, I hope it was peaceful. And let's start off talking about burpees. That might grab people's attention. It's not often that I do a live session and begin talking about burpees. Usually I wait, I see if some people from the burpee community show up, and then the chat about burpees usually takes over. Um, those familiar with me doing burpees might know that I hurt my back, and I hurt my back doing something stupid. Tomorrow will be 2 years straight of doing burpees every single day, and usually a hard workout. I can honestly say, um, no easy days. And before I was doing burpees, I was still working out every day. I was just doing other stuff. I was doing kettlebells. Um, Most specifically, I was doing heavy-ish one-arm long cycle. By heavy means I was working with the 24 and the 28 kilogram, doing anywhere from 2 to 10-minute sets, one arm switching back and forth. I'd switched to one arm from two arm because my upper back and shoulder began bothering me. Not the shoulder joints, but in the back, something felt off. So I made some changes. I switched to one arm long cycle. Always might be the best exercise ever. Everything's covered. And you can take it from a heavy 2-minute set to a lighter hour set if you wanted, switching hands every minute or switching every couple of reps, however you want to do it. You could do a 10-minute set, competition style, switching halfway through, 5 minutes one arm, 5 minutes with the other. Very enjoyable exercise. Eventually, I might make my way back to it. Training kettlebells for a decade, I was ready for something different. So, having discovered burpees, I decided to do burpees. And then I could honestly say I didn't decide to do burpees every day. That I just ended up doing burpees every single day for 2 years now. Kevin is here. Hey, Kevin, how are you? I'm doing pretty well. I'm talking about a back injury that took me a while to own up to that it was an injury. I kept saying that it was hurt, but I was reluctant to say injury because injury means I have to change things. And it is fortunate that I said injury because I've changed things. And now I've made that paradigm shift and I'm in a different training mode. I'm from Maryland, and I'm sort of, I don't want to say I'm single, but I want to say I'm attached. I'm in an odd place, which is unsurprising to anyone who knows me. So, paradigm shift. It was only until I could admit that I might be hurt, that I was hurt, that I was injured, that I could make that paradigm shift. Because before that, I was stuck, trying to do the same thing, trying to chase numbers, trying to chase reps. And that is when you're hurt, doing the same thing over and over again, doesn't make you better. It's impossible to make you better. Einstein said that you can't solve a problem with the same mind that created it, which is a pretty powerful statement. How often do we decide to attack all of our problems with the same mindset that created it? And what are we doing now worldwide? The wars that we're fighting, our approach to climate change, our approach to the inequality that we have throughout society. The same mindset that created these problems are looking for a solution, and there is no solution with that mindset. It needs a paradigm shift. We need to think differently. I could probably say we need to quit thinking with the mind at all, and we need to open our hearts. We need to start looking at things intuitively. Intuition, the art of thinking intuitively. We could say it's not even thought at all, that it is more of a state of beingness where the answers and the solutions arrive to us instead of us searching for that. And that is earth-based. It's soul-based. It is vegetal. It's a new word for me, vegetal. And I love it. Vegetal-based, meaning of the earth, of the essence of plants and roots and soil. It's the only way we're going to solve any problem at all, including our personal problems, whatever they might be. Are you lonely? If you are, what are you doing differently? Are you searching for love, companionship, whatever, through the same means that brought you here to that state of loneliness? Because you just get more of that. That's the thing with seeking. We can say the same for spiritual seeking. You don't find anything. It's when you exhaust the seeking. It's when you are exhausted that everything arrives. And in spiritual terms, you look around and you realize, wow, it was all right here, all along. Everything I ever was seeking, everything I ever looked for was right here. And of course, if you read the Bible, Jesus provided the answer all along. The kingdom of heaven is within. If you follow the Christian mystics, Meister Eckhart, excuse me, the eye in which I see God is the same eye in which God sees me. St. Catherine of Siena, all the way to heaven is heaven. There's the answers. All the great Indian saints, Nisargadatta, Ramana Maharishi, all of them said, give up seeking, give up the search. Nisargadatta Maharishi said, I am that. Stay with that. I am. Stay with the I am. What precedes when we say those words, I am, and then whatever thought precedes that? I am happy, I am lonely, I am angry, I am upset, I am rich, I am poor. But before all of those words, I am. It's just beingness. And you can't escape beingness. You are that now. When Ram Dass said, be here now, people sort of took that as a cryptic message, and everyone went out searching. How do I be here now? Missing the entire point. You are here now. You can't escape it. You can't escape your own existence. You can't escape your own beingness. And that is the answer. That's the solution. Be here now. I am. So, going into the New Year's, we make resolutions. We bargain with ourselves. We forget our resolutions. We forget the bargains that we made with ourselves. We start bargaining in new ways. And we're right back where we are. Default network mode. We have this barometer set. This is our happiness level right here. We might go up. We might go down. Eventually we settle right back here. Default network mode. You can move that, or better yet, we can eliminate it completely through meditating, breath work, yoga, because that all brings, in other ways, qigong, tai chi, even diving into some different forms of martial arts, you get to that point because you learn the art of surrendering. I'd even say Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, somewhat might consider a harder style. What I learned in my brief foray into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I started out in Judo, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu became big while I was still practicing martial arts. So, of course, we had to try it. Everyone tried it. There wasn't a whole lot of schools here, so we learned from others who went to different schools. Um, so it was secondhand. But there's such a close connection between judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu that it was a pretty seamless. Um, Obviously the ground game is not as uh, extensive in judo, and the throwing game isn't as extensive in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but both cover aspects of each. So one of the things I learned is that you cannot muscle your way out of a really good hold, a really good lock, a really good choke, and you can't muscle your way into one either. You need to surrender. You need to flow. So anything can bring you there. Meditation, breathwork, and yoga were designed specifically to bring you there. And by there, again, I mean here and now. They reset the default network mode so that where our previous standard of happiness was here, it is now invisible. We're just joyful for no specific reason. Not denying any serious events, not denying sadness, not denying anger, not denying depression. They all still exist. They all still come. However, there's something within us that experiences those and yet remains untouched. That's when you've bypassed the default network mode. That's the goal for New Year's. It's not really a goal. It happens through your practice, and you can't practice with the intent of that happening. You gotta embrace the practice for the sake of practice, for the sake of doing it. It's a paradox. Here's the key to any spiritual endeavor. Accept and embrace the paradox. All of it. Don't say, how can I surrender and still strive? How can I do something thinking of these results and yet not be attached to these results? Don't worry about it. Just do it. If you find that you're attached to the thoughts, you're attached to the thoughts. It's how it happens. Eventually, you're not. The key is to relax. Don't worry about any of it. You practice for the sake of practicing. I'm always told meditation doesn't bring you awakening. Meditation doesn't bring you enlightenment. It doesn't have to. Meditation brings me here, now, where I already am, except I enjoy meditating. I enjoy doing breath work. I get immediate benefits, health-wise, emotional-wise. It doesn't need to do anything else but that. Of course, it does do more than that. Again, I like what Jack Kornfield, the Buddhist author and writer, says about that whole subject when he's asked, does meditation lead to enlightenment or to awakening? And he agrees that it doesn't. Awakening is an accident. However, meditation makes you accident prone. So, it's a long ways from where I started talking about my back and burpees. The point is, had I not admitted where I was, which was hurting, I couldn't make that paradigm shift into a different way of training. Still body weight, still burpee based, but all of a sudden letting go, surrendering the need to chase for reps, and just doing things differently, enjoying it, making it fun, moving slower, finding different ways of expressing myself through the art of doing burpees, and opening up. And you know what? Almost immediately my back starts feeling better. And part of me starts thinking, all right, well, I can go back to what I was doing before. I can go back to my older yoga routine, or at least start reintroducing some of the moves that actually weren't helping me, but I enjoy doing them. Until I catch myself and I think, why? Why do I have to? I made that shift, so let's see where it goes. I have all the time in the world to switch back. Right now, my back twinges just enough to remind me that I am not 100% back. but I'm approaching it. I'm getting there. So I heed those signs, and I'm enjoying the new direction, the new embrace, the new avenue. It's almost like a new art form that I get to explore now. Where does it take me? Where is doing what I'm doing going to take me? If anywhere. And it doesn't have to. You're doing reps. You can't go wrong doing reps. You might get in better shape. You might stay in the same shape. You might find that you're sliding off a little bit. If you are, then you make some more changes. Just like life. Everything flows. You're part of that flow. You are not a separate witness to the flow. You are not the cause of the flow. You are not the end result of that flow. You are a direct participant within the flow of life. Not found anywhere else. Impossible to be found anywhere else. So, that is my post-Christmas Day message to my UK friends. That's my Boxing Day message. Which reminds me, I need to look up exactly what Boxing Day is. Several friends, several burpee friends, fitness community friends have mentioned Burpee Day, or not Burpee Day, Boxing Day. And I'm sure I knew at one time, but it's completely slipped my mind. So it'll be fun to look it up. With that, happy Boxing Day to you guys. Enjoy. And I hope everyone had a good Christmas yesterday for those who celebrate. We got New Year's coming up. Don't think about resolutions. Think about intentions. Taking the energy of a new year, of a new beginning, what do you intend? Resolutions so far haven't worked for a whole lot of people, but an intention has energy behind it. An intention becomes its own thing. So let's set some intentions. See what we can bring. Number 1, peace. Internally, personal, and for everyone. For the world. But it starts with us. You can't have a peaceful world until each individual person embraces their own peaceful nature. We can do that, you know? It's what we're here for. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning for burpees. Appreciate you stopping by. Take care.